think about that kind of impact that you're having on your campus with athletes or without, or non-athletes, right? What would you like to see higher education do all across the country? Because we talked earlier, you've been exposed, University of Florida, NC State. I can think about as we're talking, I went to SMU in Dallas, Texas, and think about things that we had and didn't have. And what you're speaking of, again, if it's led the right way with the right impact, I think you guys could have life-changing impact on campuses everywhere. So what would you like higher ed institutions to have in all of their schools around leadership? What does that look like to you?
I would love to see it be less reactive and more proactive in terms of let's be ahead of the curve. Let's not check a box and say, yes, this is our wellness week. Okay, this is we sat through a training, okay, we had to do this. But being more proactive and say, okay, how do we create the best opportunities for not only our student athletes, but for all of our students to feel significant on campus, to feel valued? How do we build in these opportunities for them the second they stepped on campus? Okay, when I took over our Leadership Institute, no freshman or first year students could take a leadership course because it was thought that they weren't ready or they weren't mature enough to be leaders. And that was the first thing I'm like, get rid of that. That is absolutely absurd. I want kindergarten students going through this. I had the privilege of being in K through 12. I went to the Education Disney World, which is A.B. Combs in Raleigh, North Carolina, Muriel Summers. And I was so blown away by that place, what was happening. We moved there. My wife worked for Muriel, my son, I have pictures of him. Muriel's like our unofficial godmother to my kids because of that one visit. It was literally Education Disney World, and seeing what was happening with those students, I was like, we need this at every level of education, even in the corporate world. The companies that I work with, guess what? The CEOs, everything from military contractors with Northrop Grumman to, NFL teams. I'm doing the same thing. What do you do well today? Okay, do you know your people that you're leading? Like all the same ingredients that we're, working with college students, and we work with high school students, getting them ready for college. Yep. You can change a company by doing these same things. You can change a nonprofit. You name it. I don't care if you're running a Starbucks or, you're running a Fortune 500 company. These principles work. So I think being proactive and getting the second students come on campus, getting them some exposure to leadership development, giving them support, giving them a mentor. Every one of our students gets a mentor, whether it be out in the career field or here on campus. I think it really brings back that mindset of do they feel safe, significant, okay, and supported throughout their process. And I think that's, if I were to tell any university, start that from day one, and leadership can be that key ingredient.